Hi everyone, we're going to get started now. So I want to welcome you to the May webinar on SEO best practices, tips and tricks for improving your wiki search results. I'm Sarah Manley, a community manager here at Wikia, and today we have with us Sean Colombo, an engineer at Wikia. Sean is also the founder of Lyric Wiki, one of the biggest lyric sites on the internet. I just want to let you know, if you're just joining us, you can ask a question at any time and we'll take those questions at the end. And if any point our sound or anything sounds off, feel free to just let us know in the channel as well. So today we're going to give you an introduction to SEO, tell you what Wikia does behind the scenes to help improve your wiki's SEO, and we'll offer tips and steps you can take on your wiki to help improve your rankings in search results. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, which refers to how your wiki shows up in search results. It's ideal to show up in the top of search results since people are most likely to click on one of the top search results they see. For example, if you have a wiki about bacon and someone searches for bacon recipes on Google, the higher your wiki shows up in search results, the more traffic you'll likely get. Here's an example of the search results for Han Solo in Google. Wikipedia, a wiki on Star Wars on Wikia, shows up third on the search results, only behind the Wikipedia entries for the character. This means that folks searching for information on Han Solo are highly likely to click on that link and visit Wikipedia to learn more. Once they visit Wikipedia, they may then decide to check out other pages on the wiki or even to contribute some of their own knowledge. Using SEO best practices will help your wiki grow, making it easier for people to find and contribute to your community. So how do search engines decide what to show you? Sites like Google, Yahoo, and Bing send a web crawler to your wiki that follows links from one page to the next, indexing what they find. In this case, indexing a page means identifying the words and phrases that best describe the page, then using that information to tie the page to certain keywords. Optimizing your wiki helps ensure that it's indexed properly and shows up for relevant searches. So how does Wikia help you optimize? Sean will now shed some light on what goes on behind the technical scenes.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Colombo and I'm an engineer here at Wikia. I work on creating new features, making the site nice and fast, and improving the API. I got started on wikis back in 2006 when I founded Lyric Wiki. MediaWiki, the base software that Wikia runs off of, has built-in tricks that help with our SEO. These include each page having keywords and a description associated with it. This means that when a web crawler visits the page, it can pull those easily to find out what the page is about. Also, pages that are redirects are set up in a way that tells the web crawler where it points to, and to associate the redirect title with the page that it's pointing to. This is why it's good to create a page with misspellings or alternative spellings as redirects. Also, on the main Wikia skin, we use HTML5, a form of code which has semantic markup. This tells web crawlers what the most important places on the page are to read and tells them to index this content rather than parts of the navigation, ads, or other parts of the page found across the wiki that are not unique to the page itself. All of this helps web crawlers to identify what is important content to index and what is not. This naturally helps a wiki's SEO without you having to take any extra steps. A second thing we use is Open Graph meta tags. Open Graph is a protocol used across the internet and found on sites such as Google and Facebook. Its purpose is to tell other sites what is the most important text on the page, as well as what image to be used to represent the page. The extension that we use for this is open source, and it's found on all of our wikis. The text and image that are added with these meta tags are all page specific. You can see this clearly in action when you add a wiki link to your status on Facebook. For example, here you can see what's displayed on Facebook when you add the link to the page about Rue from the Hunger Games wiki. The Wikia code that is used to give the best representative chunk of text and image for an article is called the article service and image serving. You can find out what image and text are being used for a page through our API if you're interested. For pages that have multiple images, you can actually customize which image and description are shown when shared. To do this, you can add the following code to the page. You can use the parser function setMainImage to set the image, or the parser function description2 to set the description. Once these are added, that is what will be displayed when the specific page is shared. For Lyric Wiki, I've gone even one step further to improve this. Many pages on Lyric Wiki are songs, and so they don't have an image on them. To help them still look good when shared, if a song page doesn't have an image, I wrote code that tells the software to then look for an image on the corresponding artist page. So here you can see an example. The song shown is Dime by the band Cake. Dime doesn't have a picture on it, but when you go to share it on Facebook, you'll see a picture from the artist page for Cake. This means that the wiki is always represented in the best way possible on sites such as Facebook. One thing to keep in mind is that search algorithms are constantly changing, so all these tweaks need to be updated over time. A good example was when Google added a new algorithm weighting factor called Panda. LyricWiki actually temporarily lost about half of its traffic. When I noticed this, I went in and made some changes which boosted the traffic right back up. Don't worry too much about this though, because there are basic tips you can follow in your wiki that have proven over time to work. Sarah will now take you through some of these tips.
Thanks, Sean, for walking us through what's going on in the background, both in MediaWiki and by Wikia, to help our wikis have good SEO. Many of you may be wondering, so what do these search bots actually look for when they're determining if a page or a website should show up higher or lower? Well, the three things they most importantly look for are rich content, the use of keywords, and high-quality links. So how do you get rich content? You add it. The most important part of building a successful wiki is sitting down and writing interesting content. That's what readers and contributors are coming to the wiki for, and that's what search engines pick up on. The more content you have, the more likely your wiki is to do well in search results for relevant topics. When writing, there are a couple of tips, though, you should keep in mind, especially clear names and keywords. It's important that the name of the wiki and all pages, photos, and categories clearly reflect what they are and what they are about. Page names should reflect the most common and popular names of the topic. This also applies to photos and any other media uploaded as well. Photos should use a file name that describes what appears rather than a random string of letters or numbers. The example here is from the Harry Potter wiki. So looking at the image, you can see that it's a picture of Harry and Ron, and the picture is titled Harry and Ron. This way, the web crawler will know exactly what's in there. Category names should also be considered and include relevant keywords. Here's an example from the Call of Duty wiki. On this category page, they've included what the category is about, characters, and then from which game, Modern Warfare 3. This helps to describe exactly what the category is about. There are also a couple of MediaWiki messages that can be edited to optimize your wiki's SEO. These include MediaWiki page title. This message determines the page title for all pages except the main page. It should start with the code $1, which will automatically be replaced by the name of the page. We also recommend adding the name of the wiki followed by 3 or 4 keywords. MediaWiki page title view main page. This message determines the page title for the main page only. This should normally have the name of the wiki followed also by 4 or 5 keywords that people are looking for. And MediaWiki description. This determines the description of the wiki, which appears right below the title in the search results. This should be a short description of the wiki with about 7 keywords and the name of the wiki. So again, the important things to remember here is you want keywords that are relevant to your topic that someone might search for, which then would pull up your wiki. And you also want to be there clear or common names, not more obscure names or names with letters and numbers. A good example is here from our BioShock wiki. So on these, you can see for the page title, they put in the $ and 1, and then BioShock, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite, news guides, and more. For the description, they wrote what it is. So the BioShock wiki is a comprehensive database for the BioShock video game series. And then it goes on to say how it includes characters, enemies, weapons, walkthroughs, and more. That way, when the description comes up, people know when they see the BioShock wiki, okay, what is this thing all about? It gives a good description. The second area to focus on is to ensure that all links are what we call high-quality links. You can do this in a couple of ways. So you want to link to the most important pages, especially on your main page. They should point to the areas with the most content and the major kind of titles, characters, episodes, or other keywords people will search for. You also want to put the most important links near the top of the page. This is most important on the main page, but it's a good practice for any page. Crawlers start at the bottom of the page and follow the links from there. So whatever is linked near the top will be where they assume your wiki is about and where they'll start off. Additionally, you want to make sure you have a maximum of 100 links on the main page. Google explicitly suggests, so strongly recommends, to keep the links on a given page to a reasonable number, so fewer than 100. This is because each link on a page is considered a vote for the page that it links to, and this helps to raise the page rank of the linked page. When there are more than 100 links on the page, the votes start to get diluted, so they aren't as strong. The main page of a wiki always has the highest page rank, so the links on the main page are the most effective way to spread the page rank to other pages on the wiki. You also want to make sure you don't have any orphaned or dead-end pages. So orphaned or dead-end pages either aren't linked from any pages on your wiki, or they don't link to any other pages. So if a web crawler finds one of these pages, it's not going to be able to continue scanning, or these pages might never be found by the web crawler at all. You want to avoid both of these scenarios so that your wiki is properly indexed. Here's a good example from the My Little Pony wiki. They show the most important links near the top of the page, and they link to areas where folks will want to come visit. So they have the whole area for ponies and the characters and a list of ponies and the families. They have the TV series, so if you just want to get to episodes or to songs. Or if you know the miscellaneous categories, kind of everything else relating to the topic. So toys of My Little Pony, merchandise, commercials. I'm not sure what Adventures in Ponyville are, but a game that's there. So if anyone who comes here or the web crawler comes here can see these are all the most important areas for and relating to My Little Pony. And we don't want My Little Pony to not be indexed well. Another thing you can do is you can actually submit your URL to Google. So Google allows you to manually submit your wiki for indexing. So basically you're telling them, hey, come index me. You can get this off of Google's main page, or just Google how to submit your URL to Google, and you'll get right to this page, and it'll look like the screenshot you see here. You can also submit to other high-quality websites, so sites like IMDb, TV.com, the Open Directory Project, other sites that also chronicle your topics can be good to link to. And another thing you can do is contact similar sites. So just like wikis chronicle information on our basically fan sites, there's lots of those on the internet. So if you know of other sites on the web that cover the same topic as you, we recommend getting in touch with them to see if they want to exchange links. A good way to go about this is to start by creating pages for those websites on your wiki with information about them. Once you've done that, write them and send them a link to the page you created about them. So basically say, hey, we think you're important. We created a page about you. You can check it out here. Then you can invite them to say, hey, why don't you improve this page and come back to your wiki? And once you have a relationship with them, you can ask, how about you guys add a link to my wiki onto your site? Having links from other sites will help your SEO, so this is a good thing to do, a good form of outreach. You can also post on blogs and forums. If you know of other blogs or forums that cover a similar topic, you can add comments there and link back to your wiki as a source. Be sure, though, that the comments are intelligent and relevant and that they don't come off as spam. Sometimes saying, my wiki's great on a forum, might not get left up, but if it's relevant and really citing information, you should definitely link back to it. Having links from other sites helps show these web crawlers that you're a reliable source of information and should be listed higher when relevant searches are done. So a really nice example here is on StarWars.com. Wikipedia is actually front and center on their fan sites. So this is great for them because anyone that's going to StarWars.com can then say, oh, okay, where can I go chat with other fans? And Wikipedia is listed there right in the middle. So that's pretty awesome to see. Another last thing is don't forget about other wikis on Wikia. You can contact them to say, hey, why don't we kind of link up together? It can be helpful to have links to other wikis. So whether you're on an anime wiki, a cartoons wiki, a sci-fi wiki, there generally is at least one wiki on Wikia that you will have something in common with. So we recommend tracking down the admins and asking if they want to do a link exchange. If they agree and add their link to the affiliate page or template on your wiki, you can say, hey, create an affiliates page and list them. So here's an example from the Assassin's Creed wiki. So it lists other wikis that are within their affiliates program. They've done a nice job of designing this, but it can be simple links in your navigation, or it can be on the bottom of a page. It can be a template. This is also really great for trying to share ideas or do different content drives, is to talk to other wikis and see, hey, what have they done, and maybe share best practices. So don't get too overwhelmed. There's plenty of things you can do, and the best place to start is with the content. So have good content. Make sure you're using clear names, both on the pages, the images, the categories, and then make sure you're linking to them. So make sure everything is linked together. There are special pages that you can do to find what's not linked or what's not used. So you can check those out at special pages and then start to spread the word. It's important to start with the content and then go after the outreach because you don't want to do outreach if you don't have any great content. So with these steps and over time, your wiki's rank is going to improve. And here at Wikia, we're always looking at ways to improve the SEO and make the site better for everyone. So now we have time for some questions. I've only seen one question come in, so please ask them, or we're going to have a quick session. So do you have any tip for someone who is working alone on their wiki? Working alone is definitely tough. I know it's hard to be a founder or even just someone working there, but like we just said in the last couple slides, is try to find wikis that have similar topics to you and see if maybe they want to partner up or you can learn ideas from them. If your topic is something that you really love, think about other people also in your life who love that topic. So maybe your friends from school or a family member or even just someone, post some links up on the web, so on Twitter or Reddit, say, hey, who else is looking for is really into this topic, come help me. And once people get there, give them some kind of pointers. So don't get too worried about rules early on. Say, hey, we really need some pictures, or hey, we really need some pages. And have them start working on some tasks and kind of give them some guidance. We also have some help on Community Central. So if you go to the Community Wiki, you can go there and ask for help and kind of share what you're working on, and you're likely to find someone else. So I hope that helps, and we have lots of things like these webinars and stuff that come and have advice, so I definitely recommend coming to Community Central and attending these to meet other folks. Okay, this might be a good one for Sean. Are there any ways to see a list of page ranked by how many links are on them? So I think they mean, is there like a special page?
Special page?
That has how many links are found per page?
Yeah, I don't know of one. We could make it though.
We don't know of one, but we could make it. Spoken from a Wikia engineer. I'm sorry.
There's a bookmarklet that we have that we could share with people that lets you easily count the number on any page. So you can save the bookmarklet to your browser and then just click it, and it'll show you. Because it'll be the most important to measure the number that are on the main page, because that's usually where people go over the top. For a while there on LyricWiki, we were up to like 600 or so on the main page.
600 links?
Yeah, there were a lot. I mean, we have lists of songs, popular songs and things like that. And then the page itself is translated into 16 different languages or something like that, which each have a link.
Okay. So did you notice when you lowered the number of links that it helped with the SEO?
Yeah, it seems to.
Yeah.
We cut it down. We're still pretty high, but because, again, lots of lists of songs, but it improves it, definitely.
Interesting. Okay, do all search engines have SEO? Yeah, so SEO kind of refers to search engines in general, not just to Google. Google's definitely, the most famous search engine that exists, but all of these tips you can follow and will help you on, say, if you're using Bing, or if you're using Yahoo, or if you're usking, what other search engines people use?
Alta Vista.
Alta Vista.
Ask.
I don't know if ask.com, Ask Jeeves. But all of these apply. Most of them, each of them have a different algorithm. So basically they have different algorithm is like basically the rules that they follow and the way that they decide what they want listed. So they all have kind of different ways of doing it from a technical standpoint, but more or less these best practices apply to all of them. We just mention Google most often since it is the biggest and most popular way to search for information on the web. So does anyone else have other questions? Please get them in, or we'll end a little quickly here. I will actually just let you know as more questions are coming in about our next upcoming webinar, which is on June 8th at 3 p.m. That we're going to talk about some more advanced wiki tips, so best practices for using recent changes, logs, and history pages. So we're going to walk you through how to use them and some tricks. And also you can always find help and resources on the community wiki, community.wikia.com. We have lots of help pages. We have the staff blog, which I highly recommend you follow, where we give a lot of tips and update news. And you can find lots of staff there. How do I submit, so we got another question, how do I submit my URL to Google or Yahoo? I'll go back a couple slides. So literally if you go to Google, there's an area where you can submit your content, or I'm pretty sure what I did, I just Googled submitting a URL to Google in Google, and this is the page that they gave me. So you go in here and you just follow the link, and then you'll be able to give your URL, and I'm assuming there probably is a bit of a wait time, but they'll eventually get to indexing your site. Sean, do you know how often generally a site like Google tends to re-index wikis?
They say that they get through re-indexing everything every 18 days, but it actually seems to be a lot faster than that.
They re-index everything on the internet every 18 days?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. So probably twice a month it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So that's important to know. So, you know, making one of these changes is not going to see a change overnight, but you will see it over time. The 100 or fewer links does not include the Wikia navigation.
Or like doesn't include in the Wikia stuff either on the page.
Sean.
Well, their recommendation's kind of vague on that point, but so I assume if you can get the whole page under 100, you're in great shape, but if you can only get your content links, the ones that don't include Wikia navigation below 100, then you're still probably in a safe area.
Okay, so we think they probably mostly focus on the content, but it could include it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately with a lot of this too, Google doesn't just say, hey, Wikia, look at what we do when we come to your site. A lot of that's very proprietary information, since that's the Google juice.
Yeah, they don't want people to cheat.
Yeah, they don't want people cheating the system. So unfortunately we don't know exactly, but these are just ones that we knew that are our recommendation for. Any other tips you can think of, Sean, that might interest some of the community members here? Things you've done on Lyric Wiki or doing in the engineering pod?
Nope. Hopefully they never need to know the details of things like Panda and stuff. That was.
How often does Google update their algorithm? Every couple years?
Well, the whole algorithm only changes every couple of years, but they have things called weighting factors, which just change little things. So like the Panda thing was one specific tweak that they made to try to identify spam sites.
Okay. Because
there are a lot of sites that just copy another entire site and then like try to get free web traffic off of that same content. And it was accidentally identifying Lyric Wiki as a problem, so we had to fix a lot of things that we were doing wrong. To help them realize what was going on. But those little changes, those happen about every 2 weeks, but they're usually not as impactful. Like Panda is the only one I've heard of in like the last year or so that made a huge difference to people.
Interesting. And that's one thing also you guys might notice on your wikis, when you see spam, when you're like, why is someone talking about their mattress sale and linking to their site? What they're trying to do is game SEO. So they know that Wikia in general has good SEO, so they're coming to our site and to many others on the internet and posting links back to their mattress sale so that they can get better SEO. So I'm sure some of you have seen spam like that and been like, how did they find us and why are they here? Well, they're using automatic tools to post this in many places across the web so that they can actually game the SEO. So if you do see that, delete it and don't feel bad about it, since they're just trying to game the system and often have no idea even where they're posting that. I see Trello writing one more question. Can a higher SEO attract more threats to pages? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by threats, but I'm guessing you mean does it, make it easier for vandals to find us? Yes. I mean, the better that, the easier that you are to find, you are more likely to be popular and then more likely to have people who want to be malicious. I wouldn't let this, though, scare you. That's why you have admins. That's why you can protect certain pages. And that's why we have the group, the VSTF and staff that you can contact who can help you block those users and clean up any kind of mess that they make. So definitely becoming more popular does mean that you will have more people seeing you and potentially more vandalism. But the good thing about it is more people finding you means you'll also have more great contributors who want to participate there. Oftentimes, if people are finding you through a search engine, it means that they're specifically going and looking for that topic. So someone who's going to look for Rainbow, what's that pony?
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash, and lands on Rainbow Dash's page is probably really interested in My Little Pony. So they're definitely someone that, might want to then participate in your community. So don't be afraid. Don't act, out of being scared, but more out of an opportunity and thinking, okay, this is a great way for you to get more attention and get more users. So I think that's all the questions. I want to thank everyone for coming to the session, and this has been recorded, so we'll get it up on Community Central in the next couple of days. And I want to do a big thank you to Sean, who took time out of working on all the stuff he's working on to join us and to share the tips of what's going on in the background to help us all have good SEO. So thanks, everyone, and have a great week and happy editing.